Something I love about table tennis is that everybody does it. Well, they are any good at or it's not fun, right? It's a great way to meet new people and after playing it regularly, you actually become better. Hold on. Alan, what does this have to do with foreign languages you're probably thinking? Wow, I believe Lion ping pong surprisingly is many similarities with speaking foreign languages with native speakers. Sadly, I think we all feel like we have to speak a new language perfectly before we start a conversation that can get our message abroad. That we have to master edifice of grammar and know all the word by heart in order to pass this real-life language exam by. Seeing this way we reach our own barriers. Recent BBC analysis show foreign language learning is as the form of since the turn of millennium in UK school allows 50% in some areas. I want to show you how fast you can benefit from speaking foreign languages. It will take your fear away. A while ago, I lived in Shanghai and moving from there to Restaurant were quite a culture shock, and I started to miss Chinese food. One night, I decided to check out my local Chinese takeaway and ordered my veggie with rice in English. However, I noticed that other customers were taking their mouths away with plastic fork and knife. I wasn't used to this having lived in China and I doubted culinary embassy for a moment. And so I asked the lady behind the counter and what if she had any chopstick in Chinese and she laughed. She told me, show me your knife and show me on one not good. Not good, I literally said in Chinese. She told me to wait a second, went to the kitchen and checked out. But when she came back, she told me she couldn't find any. However, when she handed me over the food with a smile, she gave me that finest chopstick imaginable, and I had to laugh through I think to warm me and said goodbye in my local Chinese. She was so happy just because I spoke a few words Chinese. The embarrassing moment is turned out were not my attempt to speak Chinese. It were moment I realized taking my first bite with my new chopstick that I had forgotten to face, and then I went to apologize in English. Now, I'm not saying you should now start learning a new language to get free food, okay? That wasn't would be the achievement. It's about so much more than that I did an ordinary construction into a far more human connection. Biggest payoff come in the first stage. Learning another language, the phrase I don't want, a night I want to give me. Give me so much more than just a pair of chopsticks and now taking you to go very outskirts of Siberia, precisely here. After living in a couple of different countries and being able to speak on for sessions of Russian, I decided to make my long-awaited dream come true. I started to train for Baron on my own in very far east of Russia. Around 6 o'clock in the evening, I say goodbye to my culture from hot earlier in a little Siberian town called Khabarovsk. I worry about other 2 hours the next half 12 per hour to 20 to a little down near the Chinese border called Lake Marsh Kitchen. I climbed to the stools there and loaded the long chain that looked like it hadn't been touched in Soviet time. and I entered the third last career. I found my place and were about to repair my bag for the night. The train guard came and checked my ticket and asked me a couple of questions I didn't understand. Luckily, three people on the other side of the aisle helped me because my Russian wasn't fluent back then. However, they were Russian, and I noticed something very unusual. They were as his red badge on their shirts, and so I was wondering where are the people from? Now, they come from North Korea. I had never met North Koreans before and had assumed I probably never would. Without visiting your country, I'm generally a Portuguese person, and so I asked them, "Where are you from?" From Pyongyang, they said in Russian. I couldn't believe it. Here in the outskirts of Siberia, I just rendered I'm a Korean. There are so many. There's so many things I wanted to ask them. I didn't know where to start, and my Russian were limited me and restricted myself. There were no internet translate, and I definitely no Google Translate to help me. And so I just asked, "What are your name in Russian?" And they said, "Here, Kim." And Kim. We talk about basic basic topics like our families. Where we we had been born in city more than 15,000 miles apart in imaginably different culture, but it didn't feel so different. After all, everybody is looking for happiness and cared about spending time with loved ones, right? I were able to connect with him, and Kim brought Russian as a common language without this. They would have stayed a mystery forever. Do you want to see them? Kim and the woman from the restaurant takeaway where only a few examples. My life wouldn't be the same without dozens of friends. I have fun to speaking foreign languages. The most important thing is that I don't speak all of them fluently. Just like the table tennis, you don't have to be an Olympic champion or one of the biggest record from at the start of learning. Good luck.